Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. As usual, look like we're gonna have to work some of these kinks out real quick.
That's you again.
All right, Shay, let's see what we can do to work that out.
Give us a moment, guys. Again.
Is that double room?
Try it now. Was it me?
Sounds good now.
Okay, I think it was me. I think it was
Okay,
me.
good.
I
Good
think it was
morning,
me.
good morning, good morning, everybody. Today is a great day to be alive. The day is Saturday, February 17th, and we're excited, and we hope you are too as well. So every Saturday, guys, you know that we talk about how to house the homeless or the displaced utilizing virtual assistance. So good morning. My name is Derek Forston. I'm the proud owner and thought leader of Forston Consultants, where my family and I, we go all over the world showing people this concept of housing the homeless and the displaced, to where you actually never need the property. You don't have to rent one. You don't have to lease one. You don't have to do that rental arbitrage thing. We literally show you guys how to use relationship. So how do you use relationships? Meaning other people that already have the real estate, right? And that's what we talk about every Saturday. So I'm super excited. I'm also the founder and thought leader of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility. And again, that's where we take people from homeless to hopeful. So we're excited that you guys are here. And again, if you have any questions, any concerns throughout this presentation today, make sure you let us know. Also, we have some crazy sales that are going on in terms of for Valentine's Day. So we'll let you guys know about that. So that whole HRA Business in the Box, which stands for Housing Referral Agency, that's on a major sale right now due to Valentine's Day. And I think they have that going through the 19th. So normally our housing referral agency Business in the Box is $1,997. So a little under $2,000 for a business, a complete business. But right now it's on sale through the 19th for only $997. And that's literally what we're going to be talking about today. How do you do it? How do you house people without having property? And that's exactly what we'll be talking about today. So good morning, Ms. Shay. Tell the people how you doing today, and let's jump right into it.
Listen, good morning. I am excited to be here as always. It is a great Saturday. Welcome to our Instagram family. Welcome to all of our Facebook family. And again, all of you wonderful, amazing people on YouTube and in the Clubhouse streets. I want to say welcome. I am Shay Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, co-owner or co-founder of Forston Consultants, Digital Flow Solutions, VA 101, and all the plethora of other entities that we own here in the Forston household. And today I am excited about talking to you all about how we start housing programs without literally needing the house. That part, I think, gets everybody kind of stumbled up, but I'm excited to the fact that we get to have this conversation today with you all and show you that there's opportunity for you to take people from homeless to hopeful, utilizing the HRA model, which is the housing referral model. So let's jump right into the conversation, Derek. I look forward to seeing so many of our HRAs and family members jump on in so that they can also assist with some of the dialogue and conversation this morning to get this room started. So again, if you don't know who we are Forston Consultants, part of the family duo, husband and wife here, that go all over the place teaching and training people on how to be successful entrepreneurs first and foremost, and housing providers through utilizing the independent living facility model, which we've coined and trademarked here in-house with Forston Consultants. So go no further. We are the go-tos when it comes to the housing a process called the independent living facility. We've coined it, we've named it. It's our claim to fame, and we've showed people a new way of providing safe, affordable, clean living solutions. So Derek, back to you.
All right, good stuff. So guys, go ahead and type in the chat. Where did you hear about us from? We love it when we run into new people, and our YouTube channel has caused a lot of brand new people to find us. So if you guys don't mind, type into the chat, how did you find out about us? Also type in the chat what area that you plan on launching either your independent living facility at or your housing referral agency from. And guys, remember, the housing referral agency, you can do this in all 50 states. It only requires a cell phone and an internet connection. So we're excited about that. So again, go ahead and put in the chat what city and state you're tuning in from, but also type in the chat, how did you hear about us? We love to know how people usually run into us. But without further ado, man, we're going to jump right into the topic. We're known for not kind of messing around and getting right to it. So again, today's topic is how to start a housing referral agency for displaced adults, utilizing virtual assistants. We truly believe that the virtual assistants, guys, are the cheat code to a lot of this. So we have a sister company by the name of VA 101. We'll also type that into the chat. But that's actually where we get our VAs from, where they're trained, right? And they're endorsed back to you as your own employee. So again, we vet, train, and endorse a virtual assistant, guys, for as little as starting at $5 an hour. So I love to tell people that that's the cheat code to life, to having somebody to help you or your business or your family. And it only costs you $5 an hour. Most of us can afford that, right? And if you can't, we even know people now that are joining in together and they're sharing the VA. So they're getting the VA and they're splitting that 250 and 250 right in half. So again, guys, first of all, what is a housing referral agency? So again, if you're new to us, I would also love it if you type in the word new. That way you can get a free gift. We also love to give our new people a free gift just to welcome them around us in terms of what we do.
And let's say that the right way. I don't want them to type into this chat new.
Correct. I was just about to give them that number.
Yeah, go for it.
So that phone number is 407-326 0086, and Shay will type that into the chat as well. But if you're new to us, text this number 407-326-0086 and just text the word new. Nothing else attached to it, just NEW. And our team is going to send you a free gift just to say thank you. We also would ask that you guys share the room today, right? Share the room with somebody that thought they needed a license and somebody that thought they had to have a house to house the homeless. We're going to show you guys today how we use relationships of other people that actually may already have the house. And one of those people are going to be me and Shay. So by the end of this presentation today, you guys are going to be able to refer into Shay and I. Shay and I just bought a brand new, well, not a brand new house, but it's going to be brand new by the time the rehab is done. Right. And we just bought a house that we'll need 8 people to eventually go into it. So by the end of this presentation, you guys can refer into Shay and I, and you guys can actually make a referral fee. So again, what is a housing referral agency? It's just somebody that acts on behalf of somebody who needs housing. So you're kind of that middleman. You're the person in the middle that when you receive the phone call from the social service agency, you're going to play the middle person, the liaison, to make sure that that person gets housed through somebody that you're building a relationship with. And I often use that little analogy about that game Monkey in the Middle, right? If you're in the middle, and really, you can also replace this term with a broker. It's kind of like you're the homeless broker. You're in the middle, and on the left-hand side, you got the hospital or the social worker calling you. But on the right-hand side, you got the provider, the person that actually has the house that can house this person. But you're getting the phone call as the broker, or again, as the HRA, the Housing Referral Agency. And once you get that call and you conduct that assessment, you're going to call that person that has the house and make the referral to them. If they decide to move that person in and that's a good fit for them, that's how you guys make a referral fee. Okay. So again, throughout this entire presentation, if anybody gets lost, or if you have any questions or concerns, just put it into the chat. One thing that we're really good about here at Forster Consultants is making sure that people understand what we're talking about. This is useless for me to talk for 90 minutes and you guys are lost. So again, we're all family. Welcome to the family. And if you get lost, let me know. But essentially today, I'm going to teach you guys how to house the homeless and the displaced, or anybody that has a guaranteed income and need a place to live at. I'm going to teach you guys how to house them. You never need the property. I'm going to teach you how to use relationship. And then the cheat code to it all, we're going to teach you how to use a virtual assistant at $5 an hour who can run this whole program for you. And now it becomes passive income. Okay. So imagine telling your friends that you house the homeless and the displaced, right? And you don't have a building. You don't have a house because you don't need it. Today, we're going to teach you how to use that relationship. So again, what is that housing referral agency? Somebody that just plays or acts on the behalf of somebody who needs housing. You're the go-to person for social workers and case managers. You are the solution, right, to housing needs. That's exactly what the housing referral agency is, or agent, right? And why would you want to be a housing referral agency? Because you desire to house people. Maybe you have a property, but you're full already, right? Yeah. Maybe you desire to do this. God has put it on your heart to house people, but you don't have a house just yet. So the HRA kind of removes the barrier or the excuse that you can't do this. Because with the HRA, again, Shay, they only need relationships with other people that actually have the relationship.
Correct.
Right. And then the other piece to it is that you're providing a much needed housing solution. And that's the reason why you guys will want to be a housing referral agency.
Yeah.
Now, is everybody with me so far?
Just give us a number one in the chat.
Yeah,
Both
type
on
number one if
Facebook,
you're with
Instagram,
us,
YouTube. Give us a number
and type the word lost if you're lost. Because again, by the time this is over today, you guys are able to implement this as soon as tomorrow. Okay.
And I think the biggest thing, Derek, is again, we stress the fact so much. It's all about relationship building and maintaining. Being a successful HRA provider, a housing referral agent, or even a ILF owner, independent living facility owner and operator, it's all about maintaining great relationships with the community and those that you're serving. So as long as you have that heart that gives you the ability and the capacity to go out there and make those relationships and help to nurture them, right? It's gonna not just be it won't just be a one-time show up, introduce yourself, and move on and move forward. It's gonna be consistent. You want to make sure that you have that time available and allotted, that you're keeping those providers, whether they're housing providers or whether they are the actual, case manager, social worker, engaged in your organization, letting them know that you are you are available. Derek and I, we had a conversation, and I know this, I'm going kind of ahead of ourselves, Derek, but I do want to mention this. We had a conversation with an organization that Derek went to go and visit, and their biggest issue was the fact of follow up. A lot of people that claim that this is the model or this is what they do, they were not readily available when those organizations or facilities started to call and looking for them to assist them in that housing placement. So again, availability, nurturing, and fostering those relationships are going to be key in having or becoming an HRA, which is a housing referral agency, or an ILF, independent living facility owner and operator. So Derek, back to you.
And Shay, I'm glad you said that, because again, I'm
Yeah.
just going to repeat it, right? I
Yeah.
literally went to that place, and notice I'm going to repeat everything she said because it's so
'Cause
powerful.
it is.
I
Yeah.
went to that place, and one of the number one concerns from the social workers and the case managers, Derek, people don't answer their phone.
Yep.
Derek, they're not returning the phone call. That's why we give you guys the virtual assistant with inside of this HRA, because I know that most of y'all are busy. You
And
guys
work.
got
Some people work,
jobs. You guys got children. You guys have spouses or boyfriends or booze, right? So you're busy. So again, how dare you try to be a housing provider, but when they're calling you for the housing placement, nobody answers that phone.
Yeah,
So
that's
right
the way.
away, you guys can see how I stand out with most companies, just simply because I have somebody that answers that phone. And guys, I'm so busy today, I'll admit, I don't answer the phone. It's a virtual assistant.
Right.
And if you're just completely oblivious to what a VA is, a virtual assistant is a remote worker that can manage your phone system, your email system, and the building of the relationships in the community. So over 7 years ago, when God and I started this thing, it was me doing the social media. It was me going and driving to the hospitals, meeting social workers. It was me doing the cold calling, introducing myself to social workers and case managers. It was me writing emails, introducing my housing program that I didn't even have yet.
Yeah.
That's a GM too. You don't wait until you get the house to advertise this thing.
Or who you are.
Katara, I'm going to advertise this before I even get the keys to the first facility, because I want people to be able to hear and know that it's at least coming. Because by the time they start responding to it, that's when I'm probably going to be ready to go. But Shay, again, what makes us stand out is because when somebody calls our phone Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Jess, my virtual assistant, is going to answer that phone. And guess what, guys? Jess lives in the Philippines and works for $5 an hour. So how do you think I get the social media done, the email management, even the setting up the appointments? Even the day that I went and drove to that hospital, and if you guys haven't seen it, check out our Instagram and our Facebook page, where I drove to a hospital and I got a front seat full of coffee and donuts that I'm dropping off. But guys, Jess set that whole thing up. So I now today don't have to get on the phone and call all of these social workers and case managers the way that I did in the beginning. But my wife Shay is real careful about telling you all that you don't want to just throw all of this work on the VA from day one.
No.
Y'all should be doing this together.
It's a partnership.
To eventually one day, I pray that you get so busy that you have to give it all to your VA, and to where you're just showing up as the face of it, but the VA is doing all the back end work. So again, guys, a virtual assistant 9 times out of 10 is somebody that doesn't live in your city, your state, or your country, because it gets very affordable when you go to the Philippines or Egypt or Nigeria, right? And again, they can handle your phone system. And if you're real smart, you get your phone system from digitalflowsolutions.net. That's who we get our websites from, our phone and text messaging services. Digitalflowsolutions.net. Another thing is the social media manager. Most of y'all ain't very good at social media. Most of y'all are just like me. Y'all are not very techy. Neither do you have time to do it. And your son and your daughter who really understand it, they also too busy to help you out. So guys, in that HRA business in the box, I give you a virtual assistant for free. You're just responsible for the $5 an hour. But that $697 that the VA would normally cost you, guys, I waive it and I give it to you because I want you to be so successful at it.
Yeah.
Shay, you got something?
I do. I want to talk about the importance of that partnership, like you said. I always tell people, don't just always have a virtual assistant, really divulge to this case managers and social workers, and be the only person that's interacting and engaging. What we notice is, a lot of businesses, a lot of organizations are using remote workers. You don't want to just be that person that has a remote worker and you never show up. You are the boots on the ground in that initial, right? You want to be the boots on the ground so that people can interact and engage with you. They need to know and feel you. They need to experience your passion behind what this is that you're doing and that you are truly who you say you are. Like Derek, we said earlier, Derek, the biggest thing that we hear is availability. What people don't realize is your best ability is your availability.
Come on. Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Your best ability is your availability, especially when it comes into this space or anything that you do, right? If you're not readily available to the case manager and social worker when they need you, it may not be today, it may be 2 months from now. We've heard Dornico stand on the stage and tell everyone, like, he's been super aggressive and consistent with an organization that didn't even send him or even call him for a year. And now that they're calling him, he can't get them to stop. And sometimes what you have to, Otis said it best, Derek. You've got to earn the right to be heard. Boy, Otis's voice just hit me in my head just then. I'm so sorry.
That was one of his quotes. Whoa, you got to earn the right to be heard.
You've got to earn the right to be heard.
And how do you earn that, Shay? I think you said it, but just reiterate. How do you earn that right to be heard?
Showing up.
Showing up, got to be available.
Being consistent, right? And being a little persistent, but with that edge of that.
Shay, does that mean that I call the hospital one time and ask for the social worker and they're not available, Shay, and I don't call in anymore?
No.
Some people think, Shay, that when we give the directive, call social workers and case managers, they call 1 or 2 times. Miss Jones wasn't available and they give up, Shay.
Exactly.
Is that consistent?
That's not. That sounds like a defeated foe, if you ask me, right? What ends up happening is this, and I tell people, and I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code because this is something that only I go into in our community. So sorry, community members, if you are in here, I am gonna share just one gem. You be the intro. You introduce yourself on that first phone call, and now you have your assistant, wink, wink, nod, nod, your VA who is following up on your behalf, right? So now it transitions from it just being your VA calling to where now they're hearing an American voice. They're hearing somebody that sounds like them that they can relate to, right? They're hearing somebody that, okay, this is the owner of the business. They've already heard your voicemail. So now what you can do is not pretend, but now position your virtual assistant to do the follow-ups. So there's always that, and that's why I talk about that partnership there. Yeah. You want this thing to be a partnership. You don't just want the VA to make all the calls, because
I put in the chat, you guys should be working this together.
You have to. Shay. But no, I land there because that's pretty much what I wanted to share about, being consistent. How to be consistent again is knock until somebody answers.
Absolutely.
Bring the phone until somebody picks up.
Absolutely, guys. You got to be consistent.
The word says knock. and the door shall be open.
That's
Seek
it.
and ye shall find, right?
That's
And
it.
that's what you do. You implement the word in everything you do, including business. Knock. If you know that God has placed this on your heart to do, then you have to put the word in motion, right? We know that faith without works is dead. So in that sense, we've got to put our faith in action. And in order to put our faith in action, the word says we must trust and believe, right? That we will receive. And not only that, but you want to, again, knock, be repeated. You are providing a service that they need. We're not telling you this because we're guessing it. You can call 7, not even 7, call 5 of your local hospitals, mental health organizations, other nonprofit organizations in your area that are surrounded and geared to helping and housing the homeless, and let them tell you. You don't have to take it from us.
Yep.
Let them tell you.
Let that be your homework
Let them
today.
tell you.
Like Shay and I would like dare 5 of y'all to call some hospitals on Monday morning and just ask about their housing in terms of, do you guys need more housing options? Hi, my name is so and so, and then that day you can be somebody different. So today, if your name is Sonia, when you call Monday morning, your name is Linda. Good morning, my name is Linda, and I'm a housing provider. I'm getting ready to open up my next facility here in your area. Do you guys have a need for housing here in this area? I dare any of y'all, the 5 of y'all, to call tomorrow and do that. Okay, so I just want to piggyback
Not
on that.
tomorrow.
Excuse me, Monday.
Tuesday. Monday's
No.
a holiday.
Monday is holiday?
Yeah.
What's Monday?
President's Day.
Oh, didn't know.
Well, you can still call hospitals.
Well,
They're still
actually,
open.
hospitals, that is not a holiday.
Well, let me tell you.
I worked every President's Day as a social worker.
Yeah,
So
and you know what's a good thing
go ahead,
too?
Shay.
Some people may be off, so that gives you an excuse to do something, right?
Absolutely.
To prepare
You
you.
may be off from your job, but that social worker, when I was a social worker, guys, many years ago, I was not off of President's Day. So I would definitely call in, and I'm even piggyback on something else that Shay said about having like you and your VA do it together. How about if you guys get Digital Flow Solutions? Digital Flow Solutions has this feature that has a voicemail drop. So imagine you doing a voicemail drop to where it's not even you calling. You just recording yourself doing a voicemail drop to just generally not saying anybody's name. And now you can give that to all of the social workers and case managers, right? And then that's how you're following up. Your voice is on the voice drop, which says, good morning. This is Derek calling from Second Chance Housing. I just want to know, when is a great time that I can meet with you and your team so that we can talk about how do we end homelessness together. I'm so sorry that you missed my call. I'll also have my assistant, Mary, follow up to get your best availability. Guys, that's called a voicemail drop. You didn't call and you didn't do that. You recorded that. And look right here. That's Jess. That's my assistant. Jess then now follows up. So watch this. God and I built Second Chance Housing a long time ago. I started it in 2018. I quit my job in 19. Jess was brought on over 12 months ago. Jess is like 13 or 14 months with us now. But 12 months ago, I turned my entire program over to Jess. So watch this. When I first started to train Jess, I introduced all of the case managers and social workers that I work with, and this is my new right-hand man. This lady, Jess, is my assistant, and she's the liaison between me and you. Mr. Case Manager, by all means, you can still call me, but I'm very busy today, and I don't want you to ever miss me. So here's Jess, who always will answer your phone call, and if she missed your call, she'll call you back.
And I love that. You now referred them to your assistant.
Once they already knew me, Shay, because Shay, you said that I should establish me.
Yes.
And then I introduced Jess. That's how that was done. So now I'll admit, most of my new social workers, my new case managers, anybody that has done business with me outside of the last 12 months, these people think Jess lives in Orlando. Yeah. These people think that Jess lives like in my office. Jess lives 9,112 miles away from my doorstep in the Philippines. But most of the social workers today, they don't know that. They think Jess and I are in the same office, because when Jess calls them, she's not going to say, hey, this is Jess. I'm calling from the Philippines. Good morning. This is Jess calling from Second Chance Housing. How may I help you? Correct. And then she's setting up a lot of this stuff for us, guys. But back again, I just want to make sure that nobody's lost. We're teaching you how to house the homeless and the displaced or anybody that has a full-time job or that they can afford my rent. We're teaching you how to do that using a virtual assistant to where you don't need the property. Okay.
You got it.
And you may say, well, what is my title, Derek? You're a housing specialist. You're a housing provider. You're a housing referral agency. You're a housing solution. Okay.
Why? Why
Jump
would that be a title? I'm asking you. I want us to kind of unpack this a little bit, right? Why would they use the term housing specialist?
Because this is what they do, Shay. And because when I teach them to start advertising the Shay on their website, people are going to see the word housing and everybody going to call. It's going to be pregnant women and children. It's going to be complete families. It's going to be a husband and a wife. It's going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. It's going to be all kinds of stuff. But I'll admit, mostly what we serve is that single individual male, the single individual female, not the family, not the lady with the kids. Because the ILF model, remember, we're housing individuals, but as that housing referral agency, you're going to get a lot of calls. Your job is to filter out and make referrals accordingly. That's why I say, Shay, you're just a housing solution because everybody's going to give you a call. So what do you do the day that you get a call from a pregnant lady with 3 kids? She doesn't fit the ILF model per se. This house right here that you see on this screen, that's an independent living facility. That's a regular 3-bed, 2-bath home, Shay. But Shay, I can't house my lady that's pregnant with 3 kids in here. Right. So guess what I'm gonna do, Shay? I'm gonna say, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but I do want to give you some resources because what we do, you know, it's not safe for you to be here with your children, but I want to give you a number to the Good Hope Shepherd. This is exactly what they do. Call and ask for Miss Tracy. They help women that are pregnant that have kids with housing. And tell them that Derek sent you. Tell them that Jess sent you. So Shay, I know that was a long way to answer that, but that's why we call it a housing provider, a housing solution.
And I don't think that's a long way of saying it. I want people to understand the importance of why language is a locator, right? You want to make sure that you're using the appropriate language so that you can be identified in this niche, in this sphere of that we're working in, right? You don't want to just be known as a referral agency. You want to be known again as a housing resource or a housing provider.
Yeah, we house people
because the goal is not to just be a one-trick pony, right? Oh, I'm just referring. You want to be able to again provide resources.
Be a solution.
Prime example, we take stock in what our community needs are. So every call, there's a log that our team keeps. And this is a gem for anybody that is currently doing the HRA. There is a log that's telling us what demographic is calling. Are we able to help them? Were we able to refer them out? That way we know at every quarter who we are targeting. Where do we need to get more beds and what population is most at need? So as you're getting these phone calls, you will start seeing the need and the significance of the population types, and it will help position you. If you are someone that is looking to get into the housing or the ILF space, independent living facility space, you will have that sheet of information that's telling you, hey, in my community on a quarterly basis, I'm getting over 500 plus calls for women and children. Do they have financial resources? That's another thing you want to ask yourself, you know, because now you're seeing, okay, will these people be a good fit for an ILF, the independent living facility model, or do I need to look for other partners in the community that would assist in rental assistance, you know, financing? And then that'll also help you put into mind what route you're going to take in your housing structure. Will you be an LLC or will you be a nonprofit so that you can try to go for grants and look for other things that can help benefit your housing program? So these are the reasons why I wanted Derek. This is why I wanted you to unpack that, because there's so much more in that I think, you know, our private community people get. And today I just want to share that information with these individuals online, because I think that don't overthink the process, but really go overboard in your processes. in order to obtain more information to help better position you in your community when it comes to the populations that your community is crying out for help for.
Absolutely. Data is
Yeah.
king. Guys, I had a whole room about 3 months ago just talking about data, because I'm going to take what Shay just said and remind y'all of something that we kind of brought up back then. How great is it that you keep all of these stats of all the phone calls that come in? And if Shay said this, I apologize, because I did have to take a call. I mean, I had to read something. But how great is that if you apply for a grant per se, and they say, well, I tell you what, we'll give you this grant or we'll write you a check, but you got to show us how many calls you've been getting.
Yeah.
Like, have you been keeping stats? Can you show us the need? So sometimes, guys, even though I'll admit I'm an LLC, I'm for a profit, but sometimes there's grants that people will give you if you can prove the need in your area. How can you prove that if nobody's keeping statistics?
Let's give them an example by using the Angela Denise Foundation, right? We applied for a grant last year, and what we used was the data that we collect from our phone systems. Remember, when you call Second Chance Housing, the phone call sounds like this. Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Angela Denise Foundation and Second Chance Housing. How can we help you? So now when they're calling and they're getting that response by Jess is allocating all those calls that come in. She's identifying where they fit. Are they women? They fit with the Angela Denise Foundation. Are they men? They fit at Second Chance Housing. And then she's literally filtering it down. So when we went to produce that grant, that actual written that grant intent letter, that letter of intent for that grant, the first thing they saw was the stats. We had data. We were able to say, in our community, we are serving blah, 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 blah. Our goal is to serve blah, 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 which our community has shown us a drastic increase since January 2023 to I think that was a fourth quarter grant to the fourth quarter of 2023, right? We were able to show an increase. We were able to show that information because we had the statistical data to back us. And that allowed us to get a pretty good grant from Whole Foods.
Yep.
We got a pretty good grant from Whole Foods that helped with our daily expenses, like just our operating expenses, because they saw what we were doing. That helped to alleviate, some of the bed fees that were not coming in and maintain the housing for these individuals. So again, data.
Keeping that data, man, it's very important, because again, man, it would be great that if you guys found a grant that says, hey, we'll write you a check, just prove to me the need in your area. And simply that can come from your call log. Again, using digitalflowsolutions.net is a way that you guys can keep track of all of that stuff. So let's talk about getting started, because somebody's asking me, well, Derek, this all sounds great, man, but how do you actually get started, right? So I want to welcome Miss Anna and Miss Andrea over to our YouTube channel. And also, I'm going to read her question from Clubhouse. So again, welcome to my Clubhouse family, Instagram folks, YouTube, and Facebook. But there's a question or a comment that's on Clubhouse that says something about she couldn't find our session from last YouTube session, but her flyers on social media. Sounds like this is somebody that's been listening to what we've been telling her to do. She's been using flyers on social media, and her name is, she said it's Miss Lisa, but it says, oh, no, she's responding to Anna. Okay, so I think I think I get it now. Lisa changed her picture. But anyway, she's using social media like we always tell you guys, and she's getting a lot of calls in the Baltimore area. She says, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. So DM me if you guys have any solutions there. But Miss Lisa, don't forget what I told you last week too, right? Try to source those people that are right there in that area. But you got the right thought process, because that guy may not mind relocating. And that's something that we'll talk about that's really powerful with this HRA. A lot of times, if you do get a call in your area, but there's no people to build a relationship in your area, what if you ask that guy if he's willing to relocate to maybe where Dornico is in Ohio, to maybe where we are in Florida, to maybe where Miss Joanne is in Racine, Wisconsin. So a lot of times people don't mind relocating, right? Because sometimes they'll have family there, friends there, or that be their old stomping grounds. But anyway, I want to keep it moving, and I want to make sure that everybody understands us, right? So to get started, we simply tell everybody this: no matter what business that you're going to start, I don't care if you're going to start frying chicken tomorrow, whether you're going to start baking chocolate chip cookies, or if you want to house the homeless, you need a website. You need an LLC or some kind of entity. Now, I'm not going to get into it today if you should be an S Corp, C Corp, or all of that. I keep it simple, right? This is not tax advice. I'm not a lawyer or a consultant. But if you did ask me and you allowed me to tell you, go and get an LLC really fast, really quick, really affordable. Turn yourself into a business. Just like me, I removed Derek Forston and I became Second Chance Housing LLC. Now, I got a whole spiel about today. I don't use the word housing, but if I had the knowledge today that I had 7 years ago, I would have been called Second Chance Solutions. Yeah. Okay. But the point is, turn yourself into a business, create a logo, and get a website. And again, at digitalflowsolutions.net, you guys can get a website for $97. That's the no-brainer. And you can get a logo from them same people. So again, if you have a logo, great, just bring it over. But if not, just 2 months ago, Digital Flow Solutions were charging $900 for a premium website. Guys, they're $97 for a website, and you just pick your data plan, basically. Okay? So back over here, one more time. Create a website, turn yourself into a business, and get a logo. Guys, that's pretty simple. And everything so far has been very affordable. I'm not asking y'all to spend a lot of money. Most of y'all got a cell phone already. Most of y'all have a computer already. Most of y'all have an internet connection already. Get a $97 website from Digital Flow Solutions. Get yourself a logo and start promoting tomorrow that this is what you do. Okay? Back to the slideshow. The next thing that I'm going to have you guys talk about, and that's something that we'll skip and talk about later. You need a phone system. One more time, Digital Flow Solutions is where you can get your phone system and your website from. This is an all-in-one platform, ladies and gentlemen.
I did an onboard.
When I tell you guys to do your social media on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, you can do all of it from digitalflowsolutions.net. You need a phone system. You need a text application system. And all of that can be done from there. Now, I'll admit we love Telegram to communicate with our virtual assistants that live abroad. We love Telegram. Some of y'all have fallen in love with WhatsApp. There's different reasons why we do love Telegram. Again, all of this stuff doesn't cost you a bunch of money. And most of it, again, you can get it from digitalflowsolutions.net. And just like I promised you, I was going to tell you how to promote it. You're going to go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And guys, the best form of advertisement is word of mouth. Because there's a lot of people that hear this message from us one time and they implement it the next day, sometimes in the same week. Big shout out to Miss Letitia Warren, who I'll always shout out. Letitia Warren heard me talk about this concept on a Monday. She implemented it Tuesday. I was zelling her $300 on Wednesday. Just that fast. Letitia was driving Uber. She picks up a guy, finna drive him to the store, but she remembered everything I told her. First of all, she realized where she was picking the gentleman up from this raggedy, roach-infested hotel. Yep. She started talking about it just like I told her. I'm telling you guys, talk about this everywhere you go. Tell people starting today that you are a housing provider, whether you have a house or not, whether you have that logo or that website or not. You're going to speak these things that are not as though they were. That's scripture. That means that you're also going to be moving in faith because you're going to do this, guys. I believe in each and every one of you. So promote it now. And if you don't know what it sounds like, go to my social media or at Second Chance Housing. Visit us on Instagram, Facebook. Go and be nosy. And while you're there, leave a comment and like something. But most importantly, read what we're posting. And you're going to see things that sound like this. Are you a social worker? Are you a case manager? And are you looking for clean, affordable accommodations for your clients the day of discharge? Give us a call at Second Chance Housing. We would love to help. If you understand this, my Instagram people, let me know. Coach Branded, Miss Kim, Miss Marcus, and Jalea on Instagram. Let me know if you guys are following us because I don't want to lose nobody. I literally just told y'all away today in less than 25 minutes already that if God has put on your heart to house people, you don't need the property. You don't have to buy a place. You don't have to rent a place. You can use your cell phone, an internet connection, and your willingness to talk to people. Because Shay told you earlier, this is all relationship based, guys.
Relationship.
I tell people, Shay, all the time, the people that do really well at this, Shay, is the people that are not afraid to talk to people, people that love to run their mouth, and people that love to help folks. But I'll tell you right now, if you're scared to talk to people, that's why you need the HRA business in the box, because I'm going to teach your VA to do all of this for you. Now, yes, Shay going to beg you to do this with your VA, but we got people right now today that they say, Derek, I love this concept, but Derek, I ain't good at talking to people. I'm kind of shy. And you telling me you're going to give me a VA, a virtual assistant who will do it for me? Count me in.
Well, and I get it.
So a lot of people do that. But again, we always going to tell you that if you want this to be successful, guys, you got to build it together. And then one day,
you've got to have some stock.
One day, Shay, after they put that stock into it, they're going to be able to do just like me. Because, guys, I don't answer my phone. I don't send emails.
I want to say that.
Right? Hold it, Shay. I want to make sure that I land this plane.
Go for it.
Everything that your VA is going to come equipped with one day, guys, the dream is that you're really not involved in it. Your dream should be that your VA does all the back end work and you just show up and be the hero.
That part.
Because Shay and I are the ones that show up to the hospital because guess why? Jess will never go to their hospital. They'll never meet Jess. So I have to be the face of it. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. Jess lives in the Philippines. And here she go again. Jess is our program manager. She's customer service for us. And she controls my schedule. So how in the world can I meet with all of these social workers 5 days a week sometimes, y'all, 2 appointments a day at times, and still be able to teach y'all, be a coach, be a husband, be a business owner, be a son? Guys, I'm a lot of stuff. But I couldn't be that without Jess. Jess allows me, Shay, to be the hero in my community and within my family. And I'll land my plane there.
And what I wanted to add to what you said is when we're talking about partnering with your VA, we know a lot of people that, like you said, don't feel comfortable on the phone, don't understand, don't feel that that's not them, But at the same time, I tell people to do it. Do it a few times because then you'll take that weight off of your VA. The weight of, well, how many people did you call? Well, how many people? Why you don't have no meetings for me yet? What's going on? Because now you'll get a taste of what's happening. Case managers are not people that just sit behind a desk. Right. And a lot of times I think people get the misconception that a case manager is sitting behind a desk waiting patiently for your call. That is not true. So if you get to partner, I say partner with your VA for a little bit. You don't have to do it for the entirety of the business, but I want you to do that first intro piece with your VA.
So you know what's working, you can retrain.
Exactly. Not even just that, Derek, but a lot of people get so discombobulated. We see people get discombobulated when they're not getting phone calls right away within the first 3 days, right? 7 days, 2 weeks. And I want people to see that getting in contact with a case manager is not very easy. That is why we implemented the virtual assistant, so that you're not wasting time on the phone. You have someone that you can now delegate that task to after you've done your part, right? And that can be consistent. You are now paying somebody to be a code caller. That all they're doing, boy, they spamming. Just call it. Just keep calling. You get what I'm saying? And now that takes that weight off of you. But in the initial, I want you to see, because a lot of people think that the virtual assistant gets on, well, they're not calling people. Well, they keep saying they called, but nobody responded. Yeah, you need to experience that too a little bit to see how that works, right? And I love what Tiffany just put in the chat. She says it doesn't happen that fast. It doesn't.
It's but Miss
Lisa just said,
I love it.
But look at this. Let me show you this. But Miss Lisa did the homework. She's on Clubhouse and she's tuning in from Clubhouse. And she literally said she did what we told her to do. She cannot get her phone to stop ringing. You've got to start somewhere. And Miss Lisa didn't start with a VA. She started on her own. So again, now if Miss Lisa decides tomorrow that I'm going to add a virtual assistant into this with the introduction to these individuals that I've called, that I've nurtured or created these relationships with, that transition looks a lot better. It looks a lot easier and smoother too. That case manager can now say, oh, okay, you know what? Miss Lisa's assistant is the one that can get to us right away. Yep. Or Tiffany's assistant is the one that's going to be able to respond that's, faster than Tiffany can. So let's call the assistant. Right? So again, pay attention to what we're saying. This doesn't happen overnight. You've got to nurture the relationships. You've got to make sure that you're getting the right virtual assistant, which VA 101 can direct you in that, because we train our virtual assistants. They train with Derek, myself, and our team on how to do exactly what Jess does. So again, just be mindful that it's a partnership. And back to you, D.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the content. But just in case if you arrived just a little bit after we started, we're literally discussing the HRA, which stands for Housing Referral Agency. There's a lot of people that want to get into what we do when it comes to housing the homeless, but they're not ready to buy a property or rent or lease one just yet. But with the HRA, it's going to allow you guys to still house the homeless, make an impact in your community, and make an income, and you don't need the property. The HRA is all about relationship. So literally, guys, prime example, even me, I have 5 beds available in Kissimmee, and I have 4 beds available in Orlando right now. You guys can begin to referring clients to me immediately, literally after learning this information. Let's get back to the show. All right, good stuff. Good
Great
stuff.
Commercial.
So when you guys are talking about with Derek, where am I referring these people to? Guys, this is what it looks like. Right. So for most of us, we run something that's called an independent living facility. This is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. This is not a group home. Right. So a lot of times people say, well, Derek, what does it look like? What is a shared living environment? For most of us guys, we're going to put 2 beds per room. And this is going to be in a property that we rent or we lease. Now, if you're blessed enough like Miss Tiffany, like Miss Joanne and a couple other people in this room, and God has blessed you and you can go and buy a place, God bless you, because that's the best route. But most of y'all, 96% of most people that bump into us, just like me when I first started, we couldn't go out and just go buy no house. So the cheat code was can I go and rent one? And a lot of times, guys, again, on screen, this is what it looks like. This is a regular 4-bed, 2-bath home. It can be a 3-bed, 2-bath home. It can be a 7-bed, 4-bath home. It can be a juggernaut of a property like this. The point is, guys, we want y'all to start somewhere. And I love to show this one because, and I'm talking about with the trash in front and everything, because again, somebody bought this after somebody trashed it out, cleaned it out, and somebody's taking people from homeless to hopeful in this mobile home, Shay.
Yeah.
The thing that we love to tell people, though, is not in a mobile home park per se. I don't mind it if it's on its own land, but a lot of times in a mobile home park, guys, they want you to live in it. So again, as a housing provider, as this HRA, as the person that's playing the liaison or the middleman, you don't have a property. But do you know somebody that have one of these houses? I have one. In fact, I have a couple of them. And I invite you guys to refer to me. Just like that commercial showed you, I think those numbers are off now by 1 because we did fill one of those beds. But today, I still have beds available. Yeah. Shay just bought a property, guys. And here it is. Woo-hoo. This greenhouse, this is the house that Shay just purchased, y'all, that's going to be housing women. And Shay may decide to go co-ed. She'll keep you informed on that here in a minute. But guys, this house will have 8 people in it. And if you're an I Left Master Blueprint member, we can't wait to take y'all through it because rehab starts Monday, Shay. Yes. And if you are not already an I Left Master Blueprint member, you need to consider that because that's also on a crazy Valentine's Day sale. Our one-on-one coaching, guys, is $15,000, but right now until the 19th, it's only $5,000. Okay, the HRA Business in the Box is usually $2,000. Right now, that's only $1,000. So again, guys, we love giving people an opportunity to get into it. But essentially, when people say, "Well, Derek, what does it look like? Where am I referring these people to?" Guys, this is what it looks like.
Nice, clean living solutions.
Right. This is not some big box building with 185 units. This is why a lot of people love this model, because now your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle, your mom, your brother-in-law, they can live in a smaller setting, more community-based, and way, way, way more affordable. Because again, guys, in this model of an ILF, we're known as a one-stop shop. We pay for the lights, the water, the cable, the Wi-Fi, and the security system. Our clients don't pay additional like fees. We're known as a one-stop shop. And again, you are providing housing. When people say, well, Dad, what am I offering? You're not selling cookies. You're not selling that chocolate for the fundraiser. Guys, you're providing housing. This is something that's much needed. And if you're real smart, because again, my coaching is always about application, right? Derek, where do I find these people? Facebook groups is another great way. Facebook groups that are labeled homelessness. Facebook groups that are called social services, social work, case manager. Posts that you see that people say is that we rent rooms. Guys, again, that's no different from the guy that you saw posting on Facebook and on Instagram with a picture that looked just like this that says, hey, we rent rooms.
Yeah.
They're on Craigslist. They're on Facebook Marketplace. I dare anybody to do like Miss Angela did about 2 weeks ago. And as I was saying this, she went to Facebook and Craigslist and found somebody that typed in, I rent rooms, give me a call. How great is it that you call that person and say, hey, good morning, just saw your post. Now, I don't need the room per se myself, but I do have a housing program where my company gets calls each and every day for people that are looking for shared rooms. Can we work together and I just keep filling all of your beds for you, sir? Because if you're a real estate investor and you just keep buying property, I'll keep filling it. Here's another model, Shay, that I'm going to just kind of drop on them, but I'll start teaching on it more later. You guys can also find people that are renting property on Zillow, word of mouth, realtor.com. And let's just say you guys come into an agreement where you don't pay no rent at all.
You say
you run the business because you learned it from us, and you and that homeowner, y'all split the profits. You don't pay no rent.
Wait,
Lord have mercy. I never dropped that one, but we're gonna start talking about that, Miss Shay, because Shay, my job is to alleviate the excuse, Miss Shay, of why they can't get into it.
Lord,
so why not find the property, Shay? Don't pay no rent, but make the owner agree that y'all gonna run this together, because you know the model. They have the real estate, and now you run it and y'all split the proceeds. Lord have mercy. Can somebody type the word yes if you like that?
Joanne, I am with you right now, okay?
It's kind of like what Joanne came up with kind of like months ago.
Is, but Joanne, look at how, hold on, we got to take this picture real. Joanne, look at this conversation now from a different perspective from what we were talking about before, right? You now, instead of what we were talking about with you in regards to that house, you're not paying or covering the overhead. You are taking out the percentage. This is what we did talk about in our private conversation.
Come on, Shay.
In our private community. It's all about, because we do have people that get these opportunities, but the landlord still wants to collect the rent from you, the housing provider or the ILF operator. And that's not what we want to do, because you're going to be putting a lot of work into this. If you are the independent living facility operator, it is a lot of work. So now what you do is build up. Derek, I'm so mad at you.
That was powerful. One.
You just dropped.
I should pass around a collection plate on that one. But y'all don't owe me a dime. This is what we do, guys. I promised God years ago. I said, God, if you let me get in this, I'll go all over the world teaching it, and I'll look for more ways. See, Joanne said, I like that better.
She said, don't start, Derek.
And God, I'll look for more ways to help people. So all you guys owe me today, I would love it if 3 of y'all could just go and give a 5-star Google review and say, Derek, man, thank you, man. I never looked at it that way. Thank you, Derek. Because that's our job, guys, is to give y'all different opportunities to get into it. And if you miss these rooms, God bless you. And big shout out to all the people that catch the replays. We have a lot of people that don't join us live, but they watch those replays religiously.
Yeah, they be on.
So again, I'm going to jump back into it. Guys, these are the ways that you're going to get the word out about what you do. If you are a housing referral agent and you don't have a house, you can't buy one and you can't rent one, We're teaching you all how to do this, guys, using a virtual assistant that we're going to train for you.
Yep.
And remember, the HRA Business in the Box, guys, that does not include the virtual assistant. I give it to you because I want you guys to be successful. I understand that you got a job, you got a husband, you got kids that are involved in sports, you involved at your church, you on your board of secretaries, you involved in a lot of stuff in your community. I get it. You just like Tiffany. Tiffany's very busy, but that's why Tiffany's got a great virtual assistant that can be her when she can't be. Guys, I got a whole team of these VAs, not just one. If you've never seen this PowerPoint where I say meet my team, Tara, executive administrator. Jess, program manager for Second Chance Housing. And Alex, lead generation for all of our businesses. Danish, he's our developer. He's going to build your website for that $97 that we keep telling you about. How can we do it so cheap like that, Shay? When just months ago, it was $900 because we own the company now. See how that works? 2 months ago, you guys were paying $900 for a website. And y'all was killing us because we do great work. But now because we own the company and we have the developer, it's only $97 now, guys.
Listen, Derek, and what I want people to realize is this. We're always looking out for the business owner that is entering into the business realm, right? Into the business space.
We don't want you spending a bunch of money up front.
Like, don't do what we did. Please, if we have to beg you,
don't go get 50 different services to do one business. Get Digital Flow Solutions, which again is an all-in-one platform that all of your business, including your website, because that's the core of it all. Digital Flow Solutions is going to build the website and it's going to create the presence. Oh, I love that. That should be a t-shirt. Digital Flow Solutions is going to create your website and it's going to create your presence, which means your footprint on the internet. We all need footprints on the internet. When somebody Googles virtual assistants, I want VA 101 to pop up first. When somebody Google a digital marketing company, I want digitalflowsolutions.net to pop up first. When people are looking for housing, I want them to find Second Chance Housing first. And those are all my businesses. And it's going to be done by using this right here, digitalflowsolutions.net. Back to the story, though. Derek, who am I advertising to? All of these people. Take a screenshot of it. Show your family. And tomorrow and the next day, you guys should be doing this stuff. Derek, who will I serve? Where will I serve, Derek? Will you be a local resource or will you be statewide? Because during the HRA, you can house people in all 50 states. And I always give the example of Janine. I'm going to make it quick. Tell you to pause here. But Janine, who just said good morning on that screen, Janine lives in California. Dornico has an ILF program in Dayton, Ohio. Guess how Dornico gets some of his clients, y'all? From Janine. But watch this. We give Janine the credit all the time, right? Because it's her company, her staff, her idea, her vision, her passion. But guess who does all the work for Janine? The virtual assistant, who's now been a part of Janine's family and business, probably well over 6 months now, at least, probably longer. Okay. So again, that virtual assistant allows Janine to be the hero in her community. Janine got a full-time job. She owns multiple businesses. She's got family to take care of. Maybe got a spouse, maybe got a boo, maybe have kids. This is most of y'all's makeup. And I always say that for this one reason, to show you how we're all busy. But I always say it, Shay, and I never say this lightly. If God has put something on your heart, who are you to say that you're too busy to do it? But I'm so smart, Shay, that I know that some people will still make it an excuse. Shay, I gift them with the free virtual assistant. Because I told you, Shay, the HRA Business in the Box comes with the course, the curriculum, the ebook, and that VIP community. The VA is not a part of it, Shay. That's just me being a nice guy. Because I understand, Shay, that most people won't have the time to do the social media. They don't have time to call people because you want to spend your whole hour lunch break looking at TikTok. Angela told y'all last week she spends her lunch break calling case managers. I'm going to say that one more time and pretend that nobody heard it. Angela told y'all last week she spends her lunch break just like my brother did, y'all, using his lunch break to call social workers, case managers, and social service providers to introduce this program that she's created. Does Angela have a house? Nope. Does Angela utilize my houses? Yes.
Absolutely.
Why does she do that? Because she's smart. She's an ILF Mastery Blueprint member. She's an HRA member. And just ultimately, she want to house people. But why wait until you get a house? Leverage me. I'm getting houses every other month. Leverage Dornico. He's on his third facility. Leverage Tiffany in Oklahoma. Why are you not calling Tiffany and saying, Tiffany, how many beds you got? And I'll be honest, Tiffany probably won't answer your call, but Tiffany's got a VA.
Well, somebody.
Call her VA. Tiffany too busy. Tiffany, everybody should be calling your, in fact, if you own an ILF right now, and you got a phone system, you should be dropping your VA's name with your phone number. I tell y'all all the time, please call Jess for all referrals at 407-813-2640. I'm not afraid to say that because Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, well, knowing Jess, 9 to 6:30, she's supposed to go at 5, but Jess is such an overachiever.
She don't leave.
Guys, but between 9 to 5 for sure, I can guarantee that. And sometimes if it's 5:15, 5:30, or 6:15, Jess gonna answer that phone. But guess what happens if we miss the phone call? Jess gonna call you back. And Second Chance Housing is the last company that we have that is about to get that service that if somebody calls my phone and if Jess missed that phone call, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna get an automatic text message that was built from Digital Flow Solutions that says, sorry, we missed your phone call. You are so important to us. Can you shoot us a text message of what you need until we're able to call you back? Lord have mercy. I don't want to miss a phone call. I don't want to miss an opportunity to house somebody, Miss Shay. So two things are going to happen. Jess, because I got a VA, she just going to call back and do her thing. But the other one, which is Digital Flow Solutions, that's going to allow that automated system, Shay, to say, hey, sorry, we missed your call.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't care if you bake cookies and you have a bakery and somebody was calling to order donuts and they missed the call. Your phone system, because of Digital Flow Solutions and your website, it's going to send them a message immediately that says, sorry, we missed your call. Would you like 2 dozen, 1 dozen, or just shoot us a text message and we'll call you back in less than 15 minutes.
Come on.
Now, Shay, they don't go to the next person on Google. They say, oh, they served me.
Wait a minute.
They even texted me.
Wait a minute.
I have no reason to go to choice number 2 on Google now, Shay, because I got an instant response. So again, guys, if you don't notice, Digital Flow Solutions is the core of what we do. These virtual assistants is the core of what we do. But the bottom core and the foundation to all of that is God first. We believe in keeping God first, having a great software system like digitalflowsolutions.net, and these dadgum VAs that allow us to be the hero in the community. And again, guys, if you're following me, I only need 3 people to write the word follow. But most important, if you're lost, I want somebody to type the word lost if you still don't get it in terms of what we're talking about. Because I want to make sure before we end it that everybody understands the opportunity that tomorrow you guys can start housing people. If nothing else, start advertising it. And by Monday morning, you should be calling Jess. Because start your research in Orlando. Start it in Kissimmee, Florida, where my houses are already existing. Start it where somebody already exists here, because I'm teaching you today how to house the homeless and the displaced without needing real estate, without renting real estate, without leasing real estate. You guys can take people from homeless to hopeful, and you don't need real estate. You only need relationship.
That's it.
Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. So you heard the guy. Make sure that when you're done here, make sure you watch both of those webinars, right? Because right after that, you're granted a free strategy call. So get on my calendar next week. I want to talk to you and your family, you and your husband. If you're married, I would love if both of y'all are on that phone call. A lot of times the women sometimes will call in and they're all excited and they want to do it. But now they try to go back and explain it to their husband by themselves. That's a mistake, ladies. Let me help you out. I'm also a man. Shay can't go nowhere and get some information and come back and try to explain it to me. And I'm going to just say, yep, Shay, let's do it. Yeah. We should have probably been on that call together. Most of y'all women, your husband want to make that decision with you. And you will make my job easier if both of y'all come together. Because now your husband can hear it from me instead of you doing your best impression of Derek, trying to explain to him what some guy named Derek said. Ladies, let me do you a favor. Bring your husband on the strategy call. He will better understand it when you guys hear it together and when he can ask me his own questions. Yes. And remember, take this from a guy. I'm married to a lady. Her name is Shay. That beautiful girl that's got these braids in her head across from me with those nice glasses on, that's my honey. They will not go somewhere and get information and say, Derek, listen to what this guy said. Let's do it. I'm going to go, Shay, really? Like, why did you bring me? What he said, Shay, she ain't going to tell it all the way right. She going to miss some stuff. She going to miss the important details.
Not so guys, answer your question.
Right. Don't do that to yourself. If you're a lady, watch this. Bring your husband with you to watch it too. But if he miss it, show him the replay, or at least when you have the call, say, honey, I know you missed the presentation, but that guy, Derek, he run his mouth so much, he don't mind telling you all over again of what this really means. Baby, can we have the call together? That's probably the biggest gem that I'm going to give anybody today that's listening. Because again, if you are a woman, your husband would love. See, Janine? Janine says, I've made that mistake. Exactly. Let your husband get it from me, not you playing your best version of me. We don't go for that usually as men because we want to protect our women usually. It's a protection thing. Not that your husband just want to say no, but no. Your husband want to see the best for you. Your job is to present the information with both of y'all together in front of me. Let me do the hard work for you, not you by yourself. And I'll land my plane there. Shay, when we talk about building relationships, people, sometimes they say, well, Shay, we're building with who? Guys, on both sides, social workers and case managers for sure to get the phone ringing.
And if they weren't listening, we went down a big rabbit hole. At the beginning of the session.
So Shay, I'm gonna tell them real quick. There's two people you want to build it with. On the left side, social workers and case managers and social service providers. Anybody that needs the housing for their clients. But the other side is ILF operators, ALF owners, ILF owners, people with housing programs, and people that just simply say that, hey man, I rent rooms. And again, I give you practical advice of how to do it. Your post on social media should sound like this. Do you rent rooms to people? Do you have a group home or an ILF and you struggle to get people in those beds? Give us a call. This is exactly what we do. It's that simple, guys. Watch this replay, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all going to forget some of this stuff, right? Watch the replay because I'm giving you real world application of even what to say. That's why I love Shay, that whole HRA business in the box, Shay, because they get everything. And again, Shay, it's on that crazy Valentine's Day sale right now for only $9.97. So again, this is another part that we usually go deeper into that community. You can charge per referral like I do. I charge $300 per referral. Or some people say, well, Derek, I want to charge a retainer fee. That's also very smart. I had a person on retainer once, and literally they owed me $175 every month, whether I gave them a referral or not. And then when they got a referral from me, instead of paying my normal $300, they only paid $125. They were on my VIP list, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. So that's how you can do the retainer. Okay. And ultimately, because I'm done now, you guys, hopefully, I hope y'all got a bunch of questions because I got only pictures left to show you. But in terms of what you're doing, you guys are ultimately going to change lives through housing, which again is going to look like this for most people. We're housing the individual, ladies and gentlemen, that can't afford their own apartment. They can't afford their own house, and they can't afford, sometimes they're even their own private room. So this shared living environment that we're always talking about, this is the model that's going to fit most people. Right. And again, my flyer game, ladies and gentlemen, has been crazy lately. we've been getting a lot of referrals just simply from the flyers that we put out. So again, guys, I hope that I've done my job today. I'm usually here for 90 minutes every Saturday, and I think I hit
Do
it on
your
time where
job.
where we actually got 20 minutes left.
Do your job.
So I'm hoping that you guys have questions because I love questions. But ultimately, guys, I want y'all to just not forget that, again, we give you the know-how, the teaching, the course, and the ebook and the virtual assistant, guys, for only $997. So for under $1,000, guys, up until the 19th, you guys can get this whole housing referral agency business in a box today on a super crazy sale. And I always love to tell people this too, and I'll land my plane here. This is the stepping stones to you becoming the actual ILF operator. There's a lot of you all that bought the ILF Mastery Blueprint on this sale. There's a lot of people that bought it last week, but I'm going to tell you right now, the gist of what most of those people, but besides probably 3 of them, they're going to be taught the HRA heavily. Because if you don't have in your close vision that you're about to get a house, buy one, or rent one, I'm going to teach you heavily how to do HRA because I want you to make money and an impact and an income immediately. Because remember, years ago, Shay, these people had to wait until they actually had a house to make an impact or to even to get into this game. But now today, you can be an HRA and you don't need no house and you can make money and an impact from day one.
And what I
What you
love
think about
about
that, Shay?
what I love about that, Derek, is the fact that they're not just they're positioning themselves to when it is time to become an ILF owner and operator. You know, they're already nurturing and culture. They're nurturing the relationships around the board, whether it's the social worker or other housing providers, because now you've created that working system in your area or wherever you're serving to be able to refer clients out, even if they don't fit your home or your model. So pay attention to what I just said. You are really taking a big leap into that next step of being the ILF or independent living facility owner and operator by becoming an HRA. You're learning the first steps of the process without looking at the oversight and the day-to-day with the residents. So, I mean, the HRA is an amazing entry point to becoming
It's a
that
stepping stones to
housing,
it.
yeah, that housing resource in your community. We've seen so many successful people. We've seen people again that have come into this and have really taken it to the next level because of their, again, they're not, it's not about the paycheck, Derek. It's about really making a change in the community. And we're seeing a lot of communities that are really that are getting the assistance that they need because of the dedication of your Janines, your Joannes, your Kataras, your Tiffany's, your Dornicos, because they're consistent in the field and their hearts, their passion, their drive to do this and be consistent. And if they don't have the bed availability or they can't find a house, a bed for that resident or that client, they now give that person resources that helps them in a bind. So you are definitely doing a great work in your community, and this is a great opportunity to join us in this mission. This mission is to combat homelessness, right? Homelessness looks completely different in every sphere. We're going from seeing the person, as Derek would say, under the bridge or in the woods, to now seeing the person that's sitting beside you in the cubicle at work, somebody that has an office 2 doors down at your workplace that is either living in their car or sneaking into their office, especially if it's a 24-hour building, that's sleeping in their office at night. You don't know what people are going through. So this is an opportunity for you to help make a difference in that person's livelihood by connecting them to the right sources and the right providers of housing that will help meet the need for that particular individual. So I land there, Derek.
Good stuff, Shay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Shay. And this has been a great room. I thank you all so much for being here. I do want to take a couple questions right now. So if you guys have any questions, I think we have about, usually, guys, I go way over. So I did a good job today.
18 more minutes.
So I have about 18 more minutes. And what I want to do is answer any questions that you guys may have.
Ooh,
I also
this.
don't mind. I also don't mind tipping over into our Monday upcoming room. So again, if the questions don't eat up that time, I also don't mind answering any of the questions. And big shout out to the Wilson family. I have a family on here right now. There's over 15 people in front of one TV. So thank y'all so much, the Wilson family. Miss Wilson, I'll just say that, found us on YouTube last week, and she's got her whole family over today. I love that. Part of her church family is also there, and they're having a watch party. So, Miss Wilson, that part that you and I spoke about, this is the part that I told you that until you guys get that house, this is what I'm going to teach you guys heavily, because this can allow you guys to also make the income to start your ILF. Meaning, we had a lady not long ago, and she's got 2 ILFs now, but this is how she started. She started with the HRA. So she saved up all of her referral fees, 300, 300, 300, 300, 200, 300, 200, 200, 300, until she got enough to get her first ILF. So that paid for her first and security deposit for her first lease on her ILF. And today, Shay, she's got 2 of them now. So again, the Wilson family, this is how you guys are actually going to get started, because you guys told me that y'all are about 4 months away from getting the property. I'm going to be teaching you all the HRA in the beginning. So again, big shout out to the Wilson family. Again, it's probably over 15 people that have us on one screen right now. So I love that. And now we'll take some questions. Miss Shay?
All right. So T. Perry has asked, if you have a property with 5+ apartments, is a fire sprinkler system required to install?
Oh, I love that.
Let me start with this, right? Because it depends on what your code or your city ordinance is in regards to rentals in a property of such, right? And I'm going to say that, not to say that that is necessary for this model, but because this is your property, if you own this property, you want to be mindful, even if you rent to a single parent, a single family, that as a property owner, that you are under the right ordinance for that community. And I say, look into that first. Don't look at the shared living model. I'm talking about for the regular rental model. Make sure that you're up to code, unless you're grandfathered in or whatever it is with that property. But technically for us, we do not require it. We don't. Right? So think of a single family home. I don't have a sprinkler system in my home.
Right.
So think of it from that aspect. So Derek, I'm gonna let you jump in, but I wanted to definitely drop.
So usually when people ask that question, they're referring to kind of like the model in which we do. So I'll answer the ending of kind of how Shay said. No, you don't. This is an independent living facility. This is a normal 4-bed, 2-bath home, right? That does not need or require a sprinkler system. So she's tipping over, or excuse me, he or she is tipping over to our Monday rooms. But I love this. So no problem. Yes. And again, Shay gave the greatest example of if Shay and I moved out of our house today and bought something else and turned this into an ILF, there's no sprinkler system in here. Why would I put one here? So for the ILF model, that means independent living. This model does not require a sprinkler system like the way that an ALF or one of your traditional group homes may require.
Right.
So great question though, but no, you do not need a sprinkler system.
Yeah. And the only reason I said that, Derek, is because with this, it looks like there's an apartment aspect to this. And
maybe a multi-family, maybe.
Yeah. Anything +5, we know is considered commercial, right?
Right.
So with that, you want to just make sure that you're not tipping into a different like in real estate, or even just a different branch for your community. Because if this is considered a commercial space or commercial residence in your community where you reside, you want to make sure that you are up to code for even having that as a rental property. So I hope that helps.
Good stuff.
So I definitely wanted to tap on that one. Any other questions? Come on, Instagram fam.
And also for the screen that you guys see right now, that's the normal price, but there is a sale going on. So make sure that you guys enter that coupon code, which right now I have no clue what it is. So maybe I'll have to go and dig it up. But if you go to our social media on Facebook or Instagram, they've got it posted everywhere. Shay, in fact, if you could help me with that, let's find out what that QR code is, because I don't want you guys to pay the full price. Now, anybody that doesn't join us, I'm sorry?
You said the QR code?
What did I say?
You said find out what am I looking for? I'm sorry.
For the promotional word they type coupon code, right?
Is it like Be Mine? One's Be Mine.
That was for the other one. So let's get the right one. And again, that's why you should be following us on our social media. because I guarantee you there'll be 4 or 5 people that purchase this at the full price. And that just means to me, because when my team sees this, guys, they just know one or two things. You're not following us on Instagram or Facebook, and maybe you're not following us on our lives. So people that find us just from the outside and go directly to the website, some of those people are still paying 15 grand for our one-on-one coaching. That always tells us that you're not following us originally from other outlets. Because again, there's a scholarship that's available that'll cut our one-on-one coaching in half to $7,500. And like even right now today through the 19th, that one-on-one coaching, guys, is only $5K. So again, make sure that you're following us, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're inside of our system when we send out emails of like deals and promotions and campaigns, because you never want to miss something. Prime example, just a few months ago, we gave away 3 ILF Mastery Blueprints. Just gave them away. And it was people that was joined on our email list. So those people, and 2 of them were actually going to buy it, right? And then the one was just pleasantly surprised, but 3 people just here a few months ago got a free $15,000 one-on-one coaching simply because they follow us on Instagram, Facebook, they're subscribed to YouTube, and they're a part of our email list. So guys, again, don't miss out on stuff like that, man, just by being a part of it. So again, regularly that HRA Business in a Box is $19.97, but right now it's only $9.97, and then Shay is going to give you guys that coupon code to make sure that you do get that discount. And it comes with the virtual assistant. Shay, part of the quickest way is to go to yesterday's Facebook or Instagram at Forster Consultants, and I guarantee you, April, I'm gonna even show it to y'all. I'm gonna show you who I can guarantee you posted it. If you guys go to Facebook or Instagram right now at Forster Consultants, and there's no social media that's talking about that sale for the HRA, I'll end this live right now. That's how confident I am that my team has done that, and I haven't even seen it. April is our social media maven, and this is why we also lean on VAs, because I don't have time to do that stuff. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to add the coupon code to make it where you type in something and you get the discount at checkout. That's exactly why I have a team of VAs, y'all, and that's why y'all need them. Okay, so back to the Wilson family who was supposed to join us on this Monday coming up, but y'all early. This is what the inside of these rooms look like, y'all. So they asked me, what does the inside of an ILF look like? Obviously, the 3 beds, that room, y'all, was so big, like you can't even see the rest of that room, y'all. That's how big it is. I put a seating area in there. Like that room is so large, y'all. It's crazy. Like if you guys were to walk into this room, like physically, you guys would be shocked that is that big. Some of y'all will say, well, Derek, why you won't put 5 beds in here? Right? We want to give them extra room and extra space. But the picture that you see with the 2 beds, that's the normal way that this shared housing model looks. This is what a private room looks like. So for the individuals that said, Derek, what does the private room look like, the way they don't share a room? This is it. But the private room means that they also still share the hallway bathroom. Okay.
You got it.
So now that private suite, this guy got his own bed and his own bathroom, and he never has to share.
Yeah.
Unless Tyrone say, hey man, I can't hold it, bro. Can I use your bathroom? He's got to get permission to go in that guy room. That's this guy's private room. And most of the times, my guys are really flexible with stuff like that, right? So again, guys, if you guys want to take part of that scholarship, because we're literally calling that sale price for the HRA and the IMB, the scholarship, you guys can text the word scholarship to 407-326-0086. And my team will be sure to get you the information that you need to be able to qualify to get that. So again, the one-on-one coaching for the ILF Mastery Blueprint is 15 grand. The scholarship brings it to 7,500. And if you get it before the 19th of this month, you can actually get it for only 5K. So we went real crazy. Guys, in fact, I'm allowing y'all to steal it from me at that price, right? So at 5 grand for our one-on-one coaching, you guys are stealing that from me, right? In terms of what's all involved in it. My accountant, the virtual assistant, the one-on-one coaching, the HRA Business in a Box. So even this thing that we talked about all day today, that's inside of the ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys. So that's what I'm saying. Like this product alone is worth it. And again, for most of y'all, this is where most people will start at anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody, and there's probably over 7 of you guys that have bought the ILF Mastery Blueprint here in the last 2 weeks or so. Out of those 7 people, I know for sure 5 of y'all are going to start here. The other 2 One has got a property already, and one is about to get a property in about 3 to 4 months. But those other 5 people, you guys are going to start here. This is the stepping stone to get you where you need to go. Because remember, years ago, you had to have a house to make this work, to move people in, to make money, to make an impact. Today, you don't. You can make money you can make money as fast as Monday morning. I got 4 beds in Kissimmee, Florida right now available. 3 of those are shared living. Yeah. And I'll be honest, the room looks just like this. Hold on. I got a room in Kissimmee, Florida right now that looks just like this room that you see on the left. It's got 3 beds in it. It's a crazy big room, double closets, double sink vanity, jacuzzi tub. This room is his own quarters. 3 people never have to use the outside bathroom or any of that other stuff because it's got his own everything. They even want a mini fridge in there. Shay and I are talking about it, and we're thinking about letting them have a mini fridge.
It's space because, as you see, there's a banister.
It's huge.
You see, there's banisters where there's steps. So when you walk up those steps, there's like a little loft sitting area right there.
That room is so big. I told him that they can't even see it all. It's so big.
Yeah.
But like Shay said, you're right. There's a banister right there that's leading to the stairs to another kind of area in that same room. So again, if you guys are ILF Mastery Blueprint members, I would love to walk you through these houses too. So no matter where you live at, if you live in Arizona and you want to come and see it, if you're an ILF Mastery Blueprint member, you can walk through it. So big shout out to Tanae and her family. Tanae is from Jersey, but now is in Orlando. Her son is still in Jersey. They flew in just to see this. I said, "This is too good to be true."
He's moving to China.
He's moving he's going to China. And guess who's going to run his program? The coaching, his mom, and the virtual assistant. Because the mom is also very busy. She's a real estate guru. So she ain't going to have time to run the day-to-day to this, like kind of answer the phone, doing the social media. She's going to need that virtual assistant, guys. Okay? So Shay, any more questions before we get ready to end it?
No, I don't have any questions. I do want to, anybody on Instagram, let me know if you have any questions, put them in the chat so we can get to those questions before we shut it down for today. Anybody on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and let us know. Let's check in these Clubhouse streets. The favorite question. You ready?
Yep.
How long does it take for me to get a return on my investment?
Oh, wow. Well, that could be anything from a weekend to it can be 3 months
or more.
You just never know, right? This is just like any other business, guys. You got to build it, you got to brand it, and you got to give it time. So we always tell people, if you just ready to quick make money and you're not interested in kind of building a program, this may not be for you. But if you understand business, that things sometimes take time, right? You're going to be really good at this, especially if your eventual goal is to get a house.
Yeah.
Some people, again, this is where they started to even get in the game of having your own housing program. So again, one more time, if you're somebody that understands business, you understand that even that VA that we're going to give you, they're going to be trained, but even they need time to learn you, to learn the system, to learn your city and your area. So guys, you got to give it time. So I'll tell people to give it 90 days at least before you even think about making money. You shouldn't get into this on a Monday and think by next Monday that you're going to make money. Now, can you? Yes.
There's a possibility.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you how. But again, I always use this too. When you guys start this, come into it with the mind frame of this. Nobody knows me. They don't understand me. They never heard of my business. And I got to introduce it to the world, to the city, to my community. So even though I was a social worker, when I started this, nobody didn't know me per se as the housing guy. I was the 9-to-5 guy job that answered the phone that everybody knew. But when I moved into the housing sector of it, nobody didn't know me.
Yeah.
They didn't treat me like, oh my God, that's Derek. Send everybody to Derek. In fact, a lot of people were jealous of me and didn't send me people. So I had to build a rapport. I had to build relationship with all of these hospitals and people that never knew me outside of where I worked at. So to answer that question one more time, if you're somebody that understands business and you understand no matter what the business is, that it takes time to grow, you're going to be just fine in this. But if you're somebody that says, Derek, I want to start Monday and I want to see a return in 3 weeks, then I'm going to tell you, probably don't even get started. because you're coming into it with the wrong mind. Not saying the person that asked that question,
No.
but
Yeah.
just saying, Shay, you're coming into
I
it
think
with the
it's
wrong
great.
mindset already. Every business I start, I give it 6 months to a year
Mm-hmm.
to see what it'll be. Prime example, y'all have heard us talk about we own 8 different businesses. Well, guess what? One of them this year, we finna get rid of because we gave it a whole year to see what it'll do. Shay and I both are kind of not satisfied with it,
Yep.
but we didn't give up on it. We kept pushing it. But at a year, Shay and I decided, man, Derek, you know what? Shay, you know what? Let's end this one.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But some people say, because if you talk to my accountant, Lynette, statistically, she's going to tell you the first 2 years people are building a business.
Yep.
And there may not be any income.
Or profit.
And
So
guys, I
profit
done
is the
tried
word we
all
wanna use.
kinds of businesses, but this is the first one that I've ever tried where you can make money immediately. You can make impact immediately, but I don't know your grind. I don't know your effort, and I don't know what you're
Yeah.
going to put into it. But if you're anything like one of the ladies that we taught this to many years ago, because people say, well, Derek, how long do it take to get started? I always tell the story of the lady that we taught this to, and she still holds the record to this day. We taught her on a Monday. She had her own house and 3 people in it 9 days later.
Yeah.
And the house was a rental. And the clients came from just like we teach you. Was the grace of God probably on her life? Yes. Did
It
she
was a
move at the
passion.
speed of instruction to everything we told her to do fastly? Yes.
And it
Was
was
she
passion.
lazy? No. Shay, go
And
ahead.
it was passion driven.
Yeah.
It wasn't profit. It wasn't profit folk. It was how what's the right way to say it? She wanted to see an income, but that wasn't her first that wasn't her first resource. Like her thing was, I want to help. I want to do this. I want to make a change. I want to make a difference. And that is where that's where it really fused and it made more sense. And it just really blew out the water. Like God
Yeah.
breathed on her program.
Yeah.
And it's been successful and still continues to be that. So again,
So I
it's
always
just all
I'm
about
sorry, go
having
ahead.
no, you good. It's all about having the mindset to know that if this is not just about a business, this is ministry. This is choosing to be the hands and feet of Christ in our world, in our area, in our communities, helping people go from a state of homelessness to a place of hopefulness where they can now find dignity, where they can find safety and shelter.
Yeah.
So again, you've got to keep your mind focused to the fact that this is a mission and it's mission driven.
That's a ministry
And
too.
until it's a mission and it's a ministry. So I land there. There are some questions really quickly.
Yep.
So T Perry says, is your HRA system centralized?
All 50 states.
Yeah.
This works in all 50 states. So I'm based in Orlando, Florida, but my assistant, Jess, lives in the Philippines, but we serve anybody that needs help. In other words, right? So Jess gets a lot of outside phone calls from people that own property that just want Jess to fill that bed. They understand already that if we fill that bed, that's $300 for us. So again, you guys, and that's why, again, I always give even the person that asked that question, read the chat in terms of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Janine lives in California. She's referring to Dornico, who lives in Dayton, Ohio. Dornico just posted, I love Janine. I love everybody else too, but Janine's sis is the truth. Janine's already asking the other person, which I think is you, right? I think so.
Yep.
Asking you where you're located. She's already trying to refer to you. But guess what? Janine is who you're going to see here. Janine is who gets the credit. But guess who does all the work? Janine, can you please type in your virtual assistant's name and just introduce them? Because that's who's getting the credit. That's who's doing the work. But Janine going to get paid for it. And because remember, Janine pays that VA weekly.
Yep.
So essentially, guys, if you get this HRA down just right, that can pay your VA's salary every week. Okay?
And know this, T. Perry, or anyone under the sound of my voice here now, replays whenever. When you come into this space and you're partnering with a true Forston Consultants trained housing referral agent or agency, there will be stipulations and there will be criteria that you will need to meet. Janine's just not going to put her business name out there and you're running a shabby shelter, right? But we're not doing that. So just the FYI heads up that so when you come into their process, you're not alarmed at what they take you through in regards to being able to refer to you. It's all about, again, and this is something we teach in our private communities, is knowing how to be that resource and also be a trusted resource. And with that being said, we've got to trust our housing providers as well. So when you come into this space and you start making those relationships or those, the relationship with the HRA, with and you're the housing provider, there are some rules and some things that Janine may ask of you, that Angela may ask of you, that anyone under the sound of our voice may ask of you. Um, when you're looking for an HRA and you've got property, come to this room. Check
Post
out
it. Yeah.
Forston Consultants. Put it in the chat. Our HRAs are always coming back to this room. Our VAs look at the chats and they can post anybody with that inquiry into the HRA community. We do have a private group with all of our housing providers and HRAs in one place where they are given this information and they go for it. And they'll reach out to you and see what you're looking for, what your needs are. So that is something that we do have. You know what sounds good too, Derek? We may need to have a community, or we may need to allow people to join the HRA community. Janine, let me know what you think about this, for a subscription fee, so that they can, if they have houses, they can come into a place where there are HRAs. Janine, what's your thoughts on that? Derek, what's your thoughts on that? I think
I,
we can do it.
I like that. And let's also speak to, as you said,
The
some of the
boss.
HRA folks.
Yeah, let's speak to the HRA.
Janine also said, yes, I just had someone who wasn't willing to share their photos or video of their facility. I had to pass.
See?
Talk on it, Shay. Shay just said that.
And the reason for that is this, right? When that phone call comes into Janine, it's coming into, I'm going to just say Janine Solutions. It's coming into Janine Solutions. So when that person is housed, we want to make sure that Janine Solutions is doing a good work and not sending anybody to something that we will not be comfortable in. The whole purpose of what we teach and train at Forston Consultants is, although people may be displaced, homeless, or whatever their situation or circumstance is, we're going to do it as though we're doing it to God, right? We want them in a clean space. We want them in a safe space. We don't want bed bugs, roaches, rats, all of that. We don't want that. So we're going to make sure that when because we're partnering, it's us partnering with the case managers and social workers. You're just providing a bed, and not just like that's some small feat. But the thing is, we want to make sure that our relationships, we're not going to tarnish our relationships for a slumlord. And I hate to sound very brash, but we've seen it. We've actually bought people out. Like there are companies here locally that we've gone in and said, listen, we've heard the complaints from the case managers and social workers in this area, and also some of your clients. Would you mind if we bought you out of your lease or whatever you're doing, that we can take over your housing program and run it? We'll buy you out, because ultimately you're not doing what is necessary for these individuals. How can people change their mindset if we're giving them the same experience as if they were outdoors? That doesn't work. We're trying to renew their mind by taking them from a desperate, dark place to a place that they can have dignity. They can feel welcome. They can feel at home. They can relax. They can learn to kind of shake off and remove themselves from the street life into a good, safe home, a good, safe living solution. So again, just know that those are some of the loops and hoops you may jump through, and I will put that in the community. I might go live real quick after this in the HRA community and see what you all's thoughts are. And kind of, or maybe just create I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I think that's probably a good idea, is to put everybody in a community where they want, if they have houses, join us. We'll give you a community that can, you tell us where you are, what you're looking for, what populations you serve, and we let our HRAs go for it. I'm done, Derek.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions in the chat? I have one here. It says, can the virtual assistant do more than just the HRA? Absolutely.
100%.
Yep. So that's kind of also the cheat code to all of this, right? Is that Jess not only is my HRA person who runs my housing program, but Jess is also in charge of my schedule. She's customer service for us, but Jess also works in probably about 4 other businesses that we have. So she answers the phone for the Angela Denise Foundation for Shay. She answers the phone for Second Chance Housing for me. She oversees some of the social media that goes on to Second Chance Housing. So April does most of our social media right here. But Jess, when it's going on to Second Chance Housing, Jess is the person that kind of okays the social media there. So again, guys, I run several different businesses with the one virtual assistant.
Yeah.
So to answer your original question, yes, the virtual assistant, especially if you're new. If you're new to this, you won't need 8 hours a day to run your HRA business, because in the beginning, nobody knows you. So I would set up and make sure that your first 3 months, we're just setting you up. And then again, for 4 hours a day, it's all HRA stuff. But the other 4 hours a day, what did God put on your heart? What is that ebook that you never wrote?
But what's already existing?
What is that course that God has always kind of told you to put out, but you never did? What is that other business that you almost started last year, but you never got around to it? This is where you get the help from. So again, guys, we laugh and we joke and we play a lot, man, but I can't do half of the stuff that God has called me to do without these VAs. And guys, again, for starting at $5 an hour, that's the cheat code to all of this. And we tell you guys all the time, the VA can help you in your personal life as well as your business. I don't only just use Jess for business. I use Jess for setting up dinner arrangements. I use Jess for setting up my back massages. I use Jess to just research random stuff that I don't have time to research. We're soon to start making Jess order our groceries. I'll admit, Shay and I eat pretty much the same stuff, y'all, all the time. Our diet is pretty straight. And Shay, we order from Walmart.com. And I told Shay about 3 weeks ago, I said, honey, did you order that food yet? Oh, I forgot. Shay, did you put the order in yet? Oh, babe, I forgot. I said, babe, you know what? You finna get fired from ordering all the grocery. I said, we're going to get Jess. And Shay bursted out laughing. I said, Shay, let's get Jess, because literally we ordered the same stuff. It's already kind of in the cart. Log Jess into it through LastPass. That's a software system that all of our VAs are logged into, right? To get access to all of our stuff without giving them the password or the login. It's called LastPass. I said, babe, just log Jess into Walmart and tell her to make that order every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm noticing I'm having Shay order the same stuff for us about every, what, Shay? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
I said, Shay, give it to Jess. We brag on Jess and all these things that she can do.
Shay,
here's one more thing to give to Jess, because you keep forgetting.
I do. Everything be right in the cart. I just forget to hit the button.
We got an ongoing joke with Shay that if I say, hey, babe, go to Amazon and order me this, this, and this, and this, and this.
You and Mom.
She'll do it, but she'll leave it in the cart.
The button.
So my mom, who's think this is really funny, she said, Shay, hit the button. We're going to get Shay a sweatshirt, y'all. In fact, my VAs that will hear this room on Monday from the recording, let's make Shay a sweatshirt that says hit the button. So the first word is hit, in the middle have a finger pressing on a button. And we're going to put button at the bottom. That's going to be a shirt. And I'm going to gift it to Shay, because Shay will order stuff, y'all, but she won't hit the button to say buy and have it shipped.
I won't. I don't know.
So that's the ongoing joke with me, my mom, and Shay. Because we say, Shay, did you hit the button yet? It can be clothes. It can be grocery. It can be Amazon stuff that we need for the ILF. Prime example. Watch this, y'all. Shay, you know we need cameras for the other ILF. Did you order those cameras that I told you to order? They're in the basket, y'all. See what I mean? So we finna, right here live, y'all gonna watch me fire Shay from ordering on Amazon and Walmart, and I'm gonna give that to Jess. Jess, every 3 weeks, order this. I eat the same stuff, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all right now, but I eat the same stuff. My diet is real easy. I'm easy to feed, y'all. I'm real easy to feed. I'm not picky, right? But I only eat a few things now, because since I changed my diet, y'all, about 5-6 months ago,
Yeah.
I have now what you call a boring diet, but I love it.
Listen, last night I had to
I
spruce it
love
up
it.
a little bit.
Shay was like, "There ain't eating that again, dog. Like, I gotta eat something else tonight." But guys, I got one or two or three things that I can eat every day, y'all.
Hold
And I
on,
love
Janine's on my side. She said, "Leave me alone."
Janine, she won't hit the button. And if Mom Fortune, if you hear,
She said,
just type in, she won't hit the button. Because Mom know it.
I won't. Janine, I'm gonna tell on myself. I'm gonna tell myself. I don't know what I'll be waiting for. Like I'm waiting for a surprise sale.
Yeah, she just order it. Just boom, 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 boom.
I'm waiting for a surprise
and
sale
leave
or
it.
something.
Like, guys, I don't get it. I said, Shay, I need, like, prime example. Last week, I needed a new ring light. My ring light blew out on y'all about 2 sessions ago. And if you was watching, you saw it get real dark. I said, Shay, I need a ring light. And I said, Shay, I keep going on TikTok, and I see everybody with these motion moving cameras for people that want to either do a speech or the coaching, or if they want to go live. I said, Shay, I want one of them. And it's like $20. Well, Shay didn't want me to get it from TikTok. She got it from Amazon, but guess what? It was still in the daggum buggy. So my ring light, my motion detective thing, and some other stuff just came yesterday. But she was supposed to have it for last week.
Hey.
So that's why we need virtual assistants, y'all, to help y'all get better productivity out your life. A lot of things that you guys will be slow about, or you won't hit the button on, that virtual assistant, if I gave Jess that list and say, Jess, every 3 weeks, order this.
Listen,
guess what's going to happen every 3 weeks?
I got you, T. Perry. So, T. Perry, I want to just let you know, I got you on my watch.
Mom Forster put Shay, she should have put the O on it, though. But yeah, Shay won't hit that button, y'all. She messed up, but y'all get it. That's the Mom Forster telling y'all that Shay will not hit that button. Now, she will order it. She going to put it in the buggy. She going to put it in the cart. But when you think it should be delivered, you can say, man, I ain't seen that those cameras yet. Oh, I ain't seen it. Shay, did you she gonna say, oops.
I'm gonna go.
And it's gonna be in the car.
Let me check my phone.
And then we all scream at the same time, Shay, hit the button. So we're gonna get a t-shirt for Shay Tiffany. It's gonna say Shay hit the button.
It look like me and Tiffany both need the same shirt.
Tiffany said she do it too. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all so much, man. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that we said something today that would change your life. I saw a lot of comments too about that whole conversation about with your husband. A lot of y'all agree with that, and I like that. Don't talk to me on your own. In other words, if you're new to us right now and you ready to get started, don't go try to tell your husband about what Derek said. Set up a strategy call. Both of y'all watch that webinar, right? But after the webinar, set up a strategy call and both of y'all watch it. Don't you call me by yourself, because your husband ain't going to trust it. You need to call me with your husband on the phone so that he can get it from me. Okay? Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the content. But just in case if you arrived just a little bit after we started, we're literally discussing the HRA, which stands for Housing Referral Agency. There's a lot of people that want to get into what we do when it comes to housing the homeless, but they're not ready to buy a property or rent or lease one just yet. But with the HRA, it's going to allow you guys to still house the homeless, make an impact in your community, and make an income, and you don't need the property. The HRA is all about relationship. So literally, guys, prime example, even me, I have 5 beds available in Kissimmee, and I have 4 beds available in Orlando right now. You guys can begin to referring clients to me immediately, literally after learning this information. Let's get back to the show. All right. So you guys heard the man. Make sure that when we're done here, make sure that you guys go and watch that HRA as well as the ILF webinar, and watch it with your family. Watch it with your business partner. Watch it with your church. You guys should tell your pastor about this. Your bishop should know about this, because guess where all the needs go anyway? To the church. So they need you. And I'm continuing to show you guys the pictures. Again, big shout out to the Wilson family. I know that you guys are going to join us Monday night, but I hope you guys learned a lot even from the HRA, because even though you guys want to do this as a family, y'all told me that you guys are about 4 months out from renting your first house. Right. I'm still going to teach you guys the HRA model, which is going to allow you guys to house people immediately, and you don't have to wait 4 months until y'all get the house. So that's one of the super exciting things that I'm excited for you guys as a family. Because again, Years ago, when I taught this to people, you had to have the house to do it, to help people, to house people. Today, you don't. You need a cell phone, an internet connection, and the willingness to talk to people to build relationships. Because you guys can house people in my ILS starting Monday morning, right? And just to give value to the gentleman that says, well, Derek, how fast can I make this work? Prime example. If you take the zip code right now, 34746 or 34741, those are two zip codes where my house is, my ILF in Kissimmee. Really slowly, 34741, 34746. Type in the word mental health hospital with that zip code into Google, or type in the word social services, type in the word shelter. You're going to get a lot of places that'll pop up. Therapy centers, counseling centers, mental health hospitals, all kinds of places where social workers and case managers reside and where they're looking for housing, just like what you see on that screen. This is how fast you guys can make this work. Let's just say Monday morning, you called the hospital and says, good morning, may I speak to the director of social work? And you gave them the spiel that we give you in that HRA business in a box. They possibly could have 8 people that they're discharging that same day. What if one of those 8 people fit the criteria for my house? This is how fast and how easy this can work, y'all. You say, Mr. Social Worker, my name is Brian, and I have a housing program by the name of. And I just want to talk with you briefly to explain to you about my program and how we take people from homeless to hopeful. And if you have any clients that you're discharging today that need a place to live, I would love to be one of your options. I just gave y'all the whole email very slowly. What if they call you back and say, yep, I got 8 of them. Can you interview them today?
Wait a minute.
You're going to probably swallow your tongue because you're going to probably say, wow, what Derek said, this worked. But forget about the 8 people. Shane, what if the one person says, yeah, I got one guy.
Well, Miss Liz
out of the 8 people, right, Liz did it already, but I want to give them an example.
Yeah.
What if 8 people from that social worker said they needed a place to live, but just one of them, and it was in Kissimmee because you use my zip code. I don't care where you live. If you're in Dallas, California, or Idaho, use the zip code of where my house is. Use the zip code of where Tiffany lives in Oklahoma. Katara lives in South Carolina. Dornico lives in Dayton, Ohio. Quelly lives in Minnesota. I can go. Oh, Joanne is in Racine, Wisconsin. I never heard of Racine, but Google it. Joanne is about to open another facility and would love to have your help. Joanne, if you still here, type in the word amen. Tiffany, type in the word amen if you still here and you don't mind people referring to you or your virtual assistant, because both of y'all busy and y'all got VAs. But that's how fast this could work, y'all. Monday morning, you can call a social worker, and just by chance, because every Monday morning they're discharging people. Remember, y'all, I was the social worker. I know how this works. Every Monday morning, those insurance companies are going to kick some of them people out of that hospital because their time is up. But guess what? They have nowhere to go, but they got a guaranteed income. Lord have mercy. This is where you guys come in at. And now when a social worker call you and say, yep, I got a guy, his name is Jerome Jackson. Jerome is being discharged tomorrow. Once you do that short assessment, how we teach you to do, your job is now just to call Jess. Maya say, Jess, I did what Derek told me to do. And I think I got a good one, Jess. He's 74 years old, Jess. He's a military veteran. Jess, can you interview this guy to see if he'll be a good fit for you and Derek's program? Jess is going to take it from there, ladies and gentlemen. And if Jess decides that guy's a good fit for us and we move him in, you just made yourself a referral fee. You literally just took somebody from homeless to hopeful, and you didn't need the real estate. You did not need the property. You didn't have to buy one, and you didn't have to rent one. All you did was hopefully you purchased this HRA business in the box. You learned all of this stuff. You got a virtual assistant. You got the SOPs. You got the course, and I give you an ebook to put in your pocket to make sure you're doing this the right way. Yep. And then I put you in a group of people, and some of them already have the real estate. And Shay just told you she's thinking about adding other real estate operators and putting them in that group to give y'all more people to refer to. How genius is that for under $2,000? And on the
Yeah.
sale, how genius is it for just $9.97? To me, this is a no-brainer because some of y'all got several different other ideas besides this. And guess how you're going to get it off the ground? With this virtual assistant. The virtual assistant, guys, is going to help you do this business and beyond. Not just this. They're also going to help you do other stuff. Write your ebooks, create your courses, create your landing pages. All of these other things that you can do to create income, create your apparel store for free. Did you guys know that you can have an apparel store for free using Teespring? Our VAs build these for other people and make money from it, but y'all can build an apparel store today.
Yes, sir.
That attaches to your HRA program. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forsterconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. Good stuff. Shay told me to check something real quick, so let me check. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. I want to give you guys that coupon code before we go, because people that see this on the replay, I don't want them thinking that this is $19.97. So let me find one of these posts from my team, because I don't remember what the coupon code was. So y'all give me 2 seconds. Let's see. It'll be on here somewhere. That's purpose to profit. There's that. There's that. There's that. Here it is right here. That's for the IMB. So for the IMB, the ILF Mastery Blueprint, to get that all the way down from 15 grand to 7,500 to 5 grand, the code for that is HEART IMB. We'll type all of this into the chat. If you want to be the ILF operator and you want our one-on-one coaching, definitely visit forsterconsultants.com/IMB and look at all of the stuff that's involved in that one-on-one coaching. Guys, for what is it? 2 more days? That's only 5 grand. That's a long way from that $15,000. We also offer in-house financing and third-party financing. So if you want to leverage your credit and use other people's money, OPM, definitely do that as well. We also have that on same thing, forsterconsultants.com/finances. But again, $5,000, and the code that you're going to use is HEART IMB. That's HEART IMB. That's for the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And then for the HRA Business in the Box, I'm looking for it, and that one is
HEART.
Here
HRA.
it is. HEART HRA. So HEART HRA. And that's to get the HRA Business in the Box at a crazy discount for only $9.97. And hopefully you guys can see the discount in that, because the one virtual assistant alone, guys, is $697. And that's a one-time payment. So to get the HRA Business in the Box at $9.97, again, guys, that's a steal to get a VA and a whole program that put it like this. If you're charging $300 per referral, guys, you only need, what is that? Let's see. If you're charging $300, you need 3 referrals to recoup your money. So for the person that says, well, Derek, how long would it take me to recoup my money? That's a great question. And this is the way that I should have answered it. You need 3 referrals from hopefully you and your VA, or maybe just your VA. By the time you've made 3 referrals at $300, you've paid for this course. Wow. I've never looked at it that way. One more time. At the sale price of $9.97, don't worry about what you see on that screen, because Shay is typing what you should type in the coupon code to get the sale. But think about it like this. You need to take 3 people from homeless to hopeful to recoup all of your money back in terms of what you paid for this course. Now you get an infinite return on it, because now it's paid for. The only thing you're paying for is that $5 an hour to start another business and still do the HRA all at the same time. Wow, that's the cheat code, y'all. To me, that's the cheat code. So again, guys, and if you just said, well, Derek, I don't want to house the homeless. That all sounds great, but I just want a VA to do something different. No problem. Go visit va101.co and just get you one VA for $697, right? And then join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. where we teach you guys different business models that you can do passively with that one virtual assistant. So guys, thank y'all so much. I think that's it for me. Unless Shay tell me that there's more questions in the chat, we're going to get y'all out of here. So thank y'all so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to give my salutation now. And then if Shay's got another question, she'll let me know. But other than that, thank y'all so much for being here. We'll see y'all again Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that's where we talk about how to be the actual ILF operator. I may also lean a little bit on that model of finding a property and agreeing with the homeowner or landlord that you don't pay him no rent. You just come in and you bring the business model and you guys split the proceeds together. So there is no you paying rent or you leasing that place. I want you guys to learn this enough to where you can literally go to them with the business model, right? And you guys split the revenue. Another idea could be that you find somebody that has a house, you implement the HRA, and they house the people. Introduce them to us. Say, listen, bro, I can fill your house for you. But you need to go learn it from Derek on every Monday at 6 p.m., but let me fill the beds. So you guys got to get more creative, too, and think of other ways of how to get into this without maybe you having to have the house. So I think I'm going to start dipping into that area as well, because I would love it if somebody came in this room and said, Derek, because of what you said, I found a house. I introduced this model to the guy, and Derek, he want to go half and half with me, and we going to split the proceeds. That'll make my heart really warm, because at that moment, you showed me that you listen, you moved at the speed of instruction. God was obviously on your side, and somebody went for it to where now you don't even pay rent, but y'all split the profits from this model that you learned, which is called the Housing Referral Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Derek Forster. I approve this entire message. I love y'all, and we'll see y'all Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to let Shay give her outro, and we'll get you guys out of here. Miss Shay, bless them real quick.
Again, I want to say thank you all. I am Shay Forston, Shanye Shay Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, co-founder of Forston Consultants. And again, I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. If you are looking to give to a great cause, and you want to be a donor for the Angela Denise Foundation, Derek told you we are opening another facility that you will see some posts and information on. You can go to AngelaDeniseFoundation.org and become a donor. You can also do things like purchase items from our registry. Those are cleaning supplies, items that we'll need that our residents use on a regular basis. We keep that available to people that want to donate to a great cause. You can go to our website and check that out. And again, for those of you that are interested, if you have houses and you're just looking to see if HRAs can fill it for you, be on the lookout, because I think I got something up my sleeve. HRA family, I think I'm going to do a pop-up in about 2 hours or so, 2 to 3 hours. I'm going to post it in the group. I think let's do a quick pop-up and see.
Let's also turn that into a little bit of a poll, right? Because there'll be a lot of people that'll see this afterwards. Either do a poll or let's give them the text messaging number. I would love to know who would be interested in that. Say, Derek, I don't know if I want to per se, go the traditional route, but I would love if some HRAs can refer into me. Now, obviously, I'll admit, you should also probably get the teaching from us of how to do it
in our CRM,
because it'll almost be a detriment for people to be referring to you and you don't know how to do this model, right? So we're gonna have to be careful in that decision as well, because I know that it will work for you as the person, but if you don't know this ILF game, you also could potentially lose in this too by getting all of these referrals, but you don't know how to run an ILF. So there's a fine line in between that. We'll talk about that as a team. But if you're interested in that, use the text messaging number 407-326-0086. Type in the term, I have a house.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, Shay.
Yeah,
Phil?
you write it.
So I have a house. Type that phrase if you have a house,
and write that down.
whether you're live right now or whether you're somebody that hears this 2 weeks later or 5 months later. Type in the term I have a house to 407-326-0086. That'll let us know the need and the want from outside people that will want to be inside of that so that our HRA people can refer into you. And what we'll do is make that a small like membership fee. That won't be anything big, but it will be something. It won't be free because if our HRA people are going to be working for you to have the potential to have a full house, to be collecting monthly rent, that's going to cost you something. So obviously the HRAs are going to be paid from the referral fee, but for us to host that group, that'll be a small kind of a membership fee. And we'll make that very attainable just to give other real estate people another way to house folks. Miss Shay?
That's it. That's all I had to say and share. Derek, I'm gonna let you pray us out tonight.
All right. So, guys, we'll see y'all Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. Thank you for the ability to give what you so graciously just given Shay and I. Father God, today I ask that you open up every opportunity, God, for these people to do what you have called them to be. Because, God, if they in this room, you probably have called them to house the homeless and the displaced. So, Father God, today, without fail, I ask that you promote their program. I ask that you let them reign on high because of who you are, God. And today, God, we dedicate their housing program to you. So, God, for the people that don't even have a housing program yet, Father God, today we dedicate their program to you that they will have. We call it successful. We call it great. And we call it the next biggest thing that entered their city to help people. Father God, also close every door that you don't want them to be involved in. Father God, remove every negative person. Remove all of the naysayers and remove anybody that you don't want as a part of their life as they're getting ready to get into this to change the lives of other people. So, Father God, we give you all the glory, we give you all the honor, and we give you all the praise. God, bless them with the mind of Christ today. Yes. Bless them with an able body, because we always say it, without the mind of Christ and an able body, God, is hard to do your will. So, Father God, bless us with great strength. Bless us with great health. But ultimately bless us with the mind of Christ so that we can do your will and lead others to you through this housing program. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all we can ever ask or think,